thing, you know.
Right.
Okay, can I record this?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, there were just a few things I just need to plug in. So you did say something about, you know, how it was triggered, this whole idea that you were doing your PhD and you sort of, when you started your PhD, you didn't have an idea about this thing. Is that right? Yeah.
Actually, when I started, the research question was there, as in the problem was there, and people were looking at a stereotype of solutions. There were different. I mean, it's like when you're in a research environment, there's like a group of people who are working around the same three themes, and one theme is slightly different than the other. So it was something like that, and because and your mind is kind of trained to think within that pattern or within those thematic areas. And then also that when you conduct an extensive literature review, and the way it's like in pure research, there's like a strict pattern you have to follow. You start with literature review, and you first read about what others have done, and that's where
by the time you're finished,
it's all locked. Your creativity is kind of
impeded.
Yes, it happens, because I remember in my masters, I didn't do that. I just took it like head on without going into any kind of literature review. But then during my first review,
the idea didn't come in the master's program.
No, that was a different topic. But I'm just giving you an example that's where creativity gets locked.
Yeah,
so of course this particular idea did not come. I mean, we were just trying to analyze the literature review and the way people have done it, and if things could be improvised. But then but I was just there by the time I came back from England after my first annual review, because I think I don't know about your school, but in Cranfield, for your 9-month review,
it's the residency.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like you must be through with the literature review, and you should have started with your own idea. That's the requirement.
So that's when you became a candidate.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was the time I came back, and I started working on it with my father, and we kind of started thinking together.
That was wonderful. I saw the lab in that YouTube.
I told you to visit it.
No, I did. I have saved it, and
I mean, if you go to Islamabad, you're very welcome.
I'm in Islamabad this weekend, but we are there for
as in the coming weekend.
Yeah.
I
but we
would be there.
Somebody has passed away, so we are.
Achha. So are you will be there for
we'll
very
going
short?
On Saturday.
Achha.
And in fact, we are being driven. My wife's sister is driving us to Islamabad, so we will be without a mom. But what I'll do is that the next time I visit, when would that be? Yeah, we have a corridor in early January, and that's when I would certainly would like to.
Yeah, because you see, I think if you have a chat with my father, he would also add a lot of value to.
I think that's a wonderful idea. That is wonderful.
And if it's, I don't know, I'm not clear if the focus is creativity or entrepreneurship or.
No, the focus is actually you as an entity,
Okay.
So certainly your father's input would be very useful in building, the overview around your case.
Okay.
We are treating you as an exemplary case,
Okay.
So women in innovation, So yeah, that's really is the idea. So you yourself is a case for us. So if I would say, what were the three? If someone were to ask, what were 3 key reasons, that you were able to take the project up to where it is now, successfully perhaps?
Okay, I think one is the confidence.
Okay.
Yeah, the confidence to take up a challenge,
Brilliant.
determination,
Wonderful.
and I think they come together. I mean, I won't call them as one key reason is like, this personality behavior, which includes confidence and determination to see it through
See it
whatever you are doing, and then also to I would say, I don't know how to say it, but taking things head on and not giving into pressure, and if I have to do this, I have to do this. It has to be done. And
who sort of, what were some of the things who supported you most, for example, as an individual? Who was it? Your father? Was it a supervisor? For instance, how would you?
I think both my because they had different roles.
Say more about it.
So my father, yes, on a technical front, and also on a personal front. Both my parents, but maybe my father was more supportive when it came to a few of the personal issues or whatever, and of course with because it basically started as helping me out. It wasn't that we had been working together, and I would always involve him in whatever I was doing, but I think he was, and maybe he's also, because he's kind of determined to see everybody through a PhD. He's had a number of students over the years, in the sense, when my mother was doing her PhD, it was, I don't know, maybe I'm repeating stuff I've told you before, but
it doesn't matter.
I don't remember what I've told you.
No, you're not this part, no.
She had the three of us, she started her MPhil after when I was a child, and then later on she continued on a PhD. So while at the very tail end of her PhD, she had 3 children, and my father was very supportive. He would help her, technically, as well as he would take care of us so that she could work. So I think he just had that in him, and he had a number of other students coming in with different kind of projects, MSc projects and PhD, and he would always be I saw that. When I was growing up, I saw that, and then when it, I think came to that was his way. Yeah. So although he himself is not a PhD, but I think that he's worth 100 PhDs or something, because the kind of knowledge.
Would it be right to say that if, for example, if I were to break this thing down into 2 parts, that you were coming up with the idea and then you were implementing the idea, would you say that your supervisor perhaps played a part?
He did, yes, because in the kind of position that he was, obviously there's a personal front where you need help, but obviously getting the procedures and making things work, as he was the head of department, so just granting me maternity leave or part-time status, or helping out with the visa. I mean, he was extremely cooperative.
Brilliant.
I mean, he went out of his way, or he just made sure that I go through.
Yeah, it's lucky to get a supervisor.
Yes, and I've seen this with a lot of people, things getting really bad just because they don't have a good relationship with their supervisor.
Yeah.
And then because PhD is so one-to-one that there's there is actually no arbitration. I mean, officially they do have a person who you could reach if you're not getting along with your supervisor, but again, the momentum is where you get